Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is December 31st, 2024, and La Liga have rejected Barcelona's attempt to register both Dani Olmo and Pau Victor after presenting the VIP deal box documents to the Spanish League. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and let's begin this video with bad news because La Liga have rejected Barcelona's attempt to register both Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Now, as you know, Barcelona tried to register both players through a precautionary measure in the commercial court, which was denied. Then they took their case to the first instance court, which was also denied, which means that Barcelona's only way to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor was to sign the deal where they sold VIP boxes at the new Spotify Camp Nou for 100 million euros, which they did. And then Barcelona presented all that paperwork to La Liga. However, after doing so, La Liga have decided to reject Barcelona's attempt to register Pau Victor and Dani Olmo through this VIP box deal. And this is the statement that La Liga released. La Liga informs that as of today, December 31st, FC Barcelona has not presented any alternative that, in compliance with La Liga's economic control regulations, would allow it to register any players starting next January 2nd. Now, you might be wondering, why did La Liga decide to reject Barcelona's attempt? That's because after Barcelona presented all the paperwork from the VIP box deal, La Liga requested assurances that the money was going to arrive. La Liga does not want another repeat of Barca Vision, where Barcelona presented the contract to La Liga, said, look, we sold portion of Barca Vision for 200 million euros. La Liga said, cool, that means you're getting 200 million euros. That means we will allow you to register players. And then those 200 million euros never arrived. So La Liga does not want that. La Liga does not want a repeat of what happened with Barca Vision and tell Barcelona, okay, you're going to get 100 million. Great. Go ahead. Register Pau Victor, Dani Olmo. And then Barcelona's like, oh, sorry, actually, the 100 million euros never came. So as such, La Liga requested from Barcelona paperwork, guarantees that they will receive that money. It looks like Barcelona have only been able to present guarantees for one of the two deals, because this $100 million VIP deal or 100 million euro VIP deal is actually with two investors. So Barcelona have only been able to present guarantees from one investor. They have not been able to present the guarantees from the other investor. And as such, La Liga has said, if there's no guarantees, there's no deal. If there's no deal, you cannot register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Now, earlier today, there were reports circulating stating that supposedly the Royal Spanish Football Federation have given Barcelona an extension until January 3rd to register Pau Victor and Dani Olmo. However, Barcelona have released a statement denying that and stating the following. FC Barcelona informs that it has requested a new license from the Spanish Football Federation for players Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Likewise, the club wishes to deny that it has requested or received any extension from any other organization for the registration requested. So Barcelona denying that the Royal Spanish Football Federation have given them an extension until January 3rd. So in other words, Barcelona still have to register both players by midnight in Spain, which is already midnight. And Barcelona in their statement stating that they have requested new licenses to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. In other words, they were registered under the licenses that they, at the beginning of the summer or I should say at the beginning of the season when Christensen was injured. Those licenses have expired now because it's midnight in Spain. It's January 1st, 2025. And as such, Barcelona have requested new licenses. Now, what's the problem with that is that there are many sources now reporting that you cannot register a player twice in the same season. So if Barcelona do request new licenses for Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, that would be like registering them twice. And since they can't register the same player twice in the same season, that means that Pau Victor and Dani Olmo would be left without registrations for the remainder of the season. Now, in the case of Pau Victor, he would just stay at the club without being able to play a single minute. Maybe Barcelona could send him out on loan. In the case of Dani Olmo, he has a clause in his contract that if he's not registered, which right now he's not registered, it would allow him to leave as a free agent to any club of his choosing. And of course, Barcelona would lose the 60 million euros that they paid for him to RB Leipzig. And Barcelona would still be responsible to pay his salary until the end of his contract, which expires in 2030. So Barcelona will be out 60 million euros, plus they will be out the totality of salary until the end of his contract. So another 5 years. I don't know how much his salary, let's say 10 million. Another 50 million that Barcelona will be out. Now, I have not been able to confirm these reports. My understanding under the rule that yes, if you do request new licenses, you can't do that because you're registering the player twice. However, my understanding is that Barcelona still have until January 31st to renew the current licenses that these players have by, again, getting that VIP deal approved. That's my understanding. I could be wrong. There's a lot of information floating out there. Nobody knows what the hell is going on because, of course, as always, Barcelona's keeping all of us in the dark. Now, all I can say for sure is that the more and more days go by, the more proof is that this has been an absolute disaster. As I've said many times before, Barcelona or Joan Laporta has committed a huge blunder. He spent 60 million euros on Dani Olmo, a player that we did not need, a player that we knew we couldn't register because La Liga told Barcelona back in the summer that they couldn't register Dani Olmo before they signed him, a player that we signed by pure chance because Andreas Christensen got injured, not because Barcelona did anything of merit to register Dani Olmo. It was just pure coincidence, pure chance that Christensen got injured. And now we've had to sell club assets for the next 20 years. These are assets that we're not going to be able to make money from for the next 20 years. These are assets that as a result of their sale, we're going to be short every year. Let's say these VIP boxes would have gave us 10 million a year. Now, every year, we're going to be short 10 million in our budget because someone else is making that money. Not to mention inflation. In 5 years, those boxes could have given us 15 million a season. In 10 years, maybe 20 million. In 15 years, maybe 25 million. And by the time we get those boxes back, those brand new VIP boxes are not going to be brand new anymore. So then we're going to have to remodel, refurbish, etc. So we're going to end up losing like maybe 400 million euros on this deal. And now it seems like Dani Olmo might even be able to leave on his own. So then the 60 million we paid in the summer, we would lose, plus his salary for the next 5 years that would also be out. And in totality, this probably will cost us 500 million euros. Absolute embarrassment. This is a huge blunder. And if Dani Olmo does end up leaving, and we do have to pay his salary for the next 5 years, and we do end up losing his transfer fee, I think there should be a censure motion and Joan Laporta should be kicked out because this is absolutely unacceptable. This is a mess that Laporta created himself, and now we're paying a lot of money to get out of this mess that Joan Laporta created. And to think there were people actually celebrating this, like, oh, look at Joan Laporta, he's a genius. And if in just 24 hours, he was able to negotiate a deal that got us 100 million euros. These 100 million euros did not fall from the sky. We're selling clubs' assets. We've already sold 25% of TV rights. We've already sold 49% of Barca Vision. Now we're selling VIP box. If we keep selling our assets to generate income, eventually there will be no income, and eventually the club will die, will bankrupt. I need you to understand that. There's nothing to celebrate here. I don't care how good or how bad is Olmo. This is a mess that we had no business being in to begin with, and now we're paying the price. And it's one hell of a hefty price. Anyways, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. So let me know down below in the comment section. What do you think about this whole debacle? I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barca.